It is Thursday, June 16th, 2022. It is day 129 of Blender. And today, I don't know what I'm doing again. I just know that I'm going to be in geometry nodes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I have a cube. Alright, I'm going to do new and poor cube. Even in geometry nodes, I don't use it. Alright, add mesh primitive. So, we already went over the mesh line. I spent an hour talking about a line, so that was great. UV sphere, I've been working with it. I did, which one's the other one that I did? No, mesh line's the one I did. I made the dice with the UV sphere. I made the cone. I did cone. I made the scene, sitting scene with the cone. Cube, I don't even, what is it? Can we do something with the cube? And, oh, well, oh, this is actually, no, but we can do the same thing in object data properties. Not object data properties, object properties, can't we? Yeah, we can. Vertices? Yeah, this doesn't really do anything. Alright, delete the cube. I'll do, add mesh primitives. I did cone. Cone has a lot of stuff. That's how I did the scene yesterday. I didn't talk yesterday because it was late, so I didn't want to talk, but this is what I did yesterday, day 128. I did like a cone scene, and basically it was just like a table and then like some, like this abstract whatever seats, I don't even know, and I used that using cones. And so what I did is, I think I did the radius top, kind of something like this, right? Increase the radius top, do a little bit at the bottom, and then just scaled it down in layout mode after I went and applied the geometry node. I just kind of want to know what the heck is that? What is these things? Like, no, what is these things? What are these things? These top, bottom, whatever. Mesh to geometry, I mean, we do have fill segments. So interesting. I wonder what that's for. I figure it's for topology, maybe. I don't even know. We have Ngon. We have none also. It's kind of like a lamp. Oh wait, I did do a lamp with this. Hold on. I did a lamp here, day 123. I think I used geometry nodes. What is this? How do I? Can you go? Thank you. Did I use geometry nodes? Sculpting. Oh, that's for the thing. Yeah, I use geometry nodes. So it's kind of like a lamp. You can do depth, make it bigger or something, like kind of like a cup. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool, actually. But here's the thing, though. With this, it doesn't really. There's no bottom. Unless I can do something like go into edit mode and then maybe no, because it's. What if I apply it, right? And then I go into edit mode, and then I do this select here, and then I do fill. Then that works, right? Then it's filled. So I guess it's another way of making a cup. I think that's pretty cool. We could probably scale it on the X. Look something like that, and look something like this. Right click, shade smooth. And would you look at that? A cup. That's really cool, actually. It just looks so smooth that it looks like it's top here, but if we make, like, it doesn't have anything, that's what it looks like. Shift A, and I'll do, like, a cylinder. You could see it all the way in there. GZ, kind of have it there. You can see that it's in there. You shift G, GZ. You can see that it's in there. Alright. So that was one thing. Now let me try to do that. Let me delete everything by pressing X and then delete. Oh my god, I have to download my shortcut keys again. I'll do Shift A, and I'll do, what was I gonna do again? Oh, a cube, okay. A cube, and then back to geometry nodes, new. Not gonna use the cube. I'm going to go to add mesh primitives. By the way, if you haven't noticed yet, I've been focusing on mesh primitives for geometry nodes because I'm trying to learn them. I feel like I've been saving myself a lot of time using geometry nodes because I would like individually model like every single thing, where if I use geometry nodes, it's like so much easier. Like, oh my god. Right, so like for example, for the lamp I would have done an edge loop and whatever and then like scale, and it would be crazy, but then here all I have to do is just do like radius bottom, radius top, and then that's it, literally. And then if I want to do want to get rid of this face here, just do none, and then apply the geometry node, and then go up here into edit mode, and then do edge select, which is the second one over here, the second icon. Do alt and select one of the edges, and then right click, and then just click on fill, or alt F, and it'll fill up everything. Isn't that amazing? So now I have my lampshade, right? And I'll do shade smooth. So I think that's pretty cool. So that saves me a lot of time. So that's my lampshade there. I could also do, let's do a cup. So I'll do, let me delete that. Go back to my layout mode, Shift A, add a cube, go back to geometry nodes. Then I'm gonna do new, get rid of the input, which is the cube. It's still there if you go into edit mode, but I'm just not using it. And then I'll go here and add and do mesh primitives, and I'll go back to my cone, and then what am I gonna do again? Oh, a cup. So 1 second. Alright, so to do a cup, I'm gonna do a mesh primitive, and it's gonna be a cone. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Mesh primitives, yeah. A mesh primitive cone, right? I'm connected to the output. And again, so I want basically the top to be wider, so I'll do that. So radius top change to be a little bit wider. The depth, so that I would increase the length of the edges, or the height of the generated cone or whatever. That's probably like a large cup, maybe something like this. Basically what I just did. Maybe increase the vertices, or I could just do right click shade smooth, but I'll have to do that in layout mode, so it does that. Then what I'll do is I'll make sure that the fill type is none, so that it's open at least at the top, and then I'll go here to modifiers, and I will apply the geometry node. Go back to layout at the top over here, right click shade smooth, and now you can see that it's kind of looking like this. And then edit mode by clicking on tab, and then you want to click on here this edge select, so do alt to select the entire loop or the entire edge, and then do alt F, and that's going to fill it up, or right click and then search up for fill. Or actually there's another thing, right click, it says new face from edges, so I think that's better. That's definitely better, because so that's interesting. What's the difference between fill and new face from edges? Let's research. Difference between fill and new face from edges blender. Create a triangular faces from any group of selected edges as long as they form one or more complete perimeters. Arrange the new triangles nicely, filled using fill. Note, unlike creating n-gons, fill supports holes. Okay. Sure. Yeah, sure. So we have our cup. Might as well just do a fluid simulation now, I guess. So we could do this a few ways here. So I'll actually go to material properties. I'm gonna save this real quick, Control S, before it freezes out on me. So 1622. And then I'm gonna go here to material preview, top right icon, the world over here. Go to material properties, click on new, and probably change the color to something from color palette, which I have to actually search up. Okay, palette generator. And then do something, maybe something like that. Base color, hex, paste that in there. Now we have our little cup in here, and then what I'll do is I'll set up like the little fluid simulation. So I'll first set up where the fluid is gonna come from. So the UV sphere, GZ, probably shrink that a little bit. Then I'll set up the domain. So I'm going to do Shift A mesh and then cube and enlarge that like a lot, and then do GZ. I'll actually go to front view by pressing the button under the escape key and moving it all the way down. I'm going to hide this lamp for now. I'm going to label it lamp and hide it by pressing H. What the? Okay. So, to actually see our stuff, we're going to go to wireframe mode over here, or view, whatever you want to call it. And then, yeah, that's all I need. So now I click on the domain. So basically this is where any water, right, because we're going to do a fluid simulation, any water that's going to ever appear cannot go past these parameters or these boundaries or this domain. So I'll go here to physics properties and I'll click on fluid and I'll set this to type domain. I'll set the domain type to liquid. And we're going to leave that for now. Just scroll all the way down and select mesh. So what this is going to do, it's basically telling it, okay, the mesh is what's going to be the domain. Like, it's going to turn to a mesh. Yeah, anyway. I could probably explain that better some other day. Go to the actual ball or UV sphere and set it equal to flow, because that's where the fluid is going to flow from. Set the flow type to liquid, and then we'll leave it to geometry so that it's the mesh that's going to, like the actual mesh, like the UV sphere is going to dissolve, or it's going to turn into the fluid. And then finally the cup, we go to fluid and we're going to set it equal to effector because it's the object that's being affected by the fluid simulation. I'm going to say is planar for now, but that's, I don't even know. I can't even explain it to you. Like, fluid simulations are so hard, like, to even understand. Like, I just click random buttons and hope it works out. Like, it eventually does. So now we go and click on the domain, which is the box over here. Scroll all the way down, change the type to replay, right? And click on is resumable, and then it should play. That's so ugly. Alright, escape. So here's the problem. If I go in here, it's kind of as if it has its own little thing. So maybe turn off is planar, turn subdivision surface to maybe surface thickness, not subdivision surface thickness. Surface thickness to 0.5, and we'll see, we'll change anything if need be. If the domain disappears, it's because it's because you're running it. If you go back to key 0 down here, it will appear again, but let's say you are here, you can just click on the domain by clicking this little row. It starts with an R, cube. It's like what Minecraft is made up of. This little thing is a domain, so you can just click it on there, and then this will pop up. So here's a little like bug. I don't know why, like you have to just, in order to replay it, you literally have to change the type from like whatever. You could do all or whatever, but I just changed it to modular because it's the next one, and just like change it and then change it back to replay. Go back to keyframe 0 and then replay, and then hopefully it works. If not, then we'll have to add a solidify modifier, blah blah blah. Oh, see, it's working. Okay, that's good. All right, that's beautiful. All right, that's really really good. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that because I feel like that's good enough, and then that's good. Let's look how it looks like in solid view. Probably do shade smooth. Alright, so now that we know that it works, right, this is what's happening. It's looking like a little cube here, and that's not really what I want. And how can we fix that? Well, we can go back to the domain, right, and we can click on the resolution over here. It's actually called resolution divisions, and change it to probably 64 or like 120. But it's going to take a longer time to replay. So that's why I set it low, so that I could kind of figure it out in a setting where it's going to work, and then increase the resolution afterwards that I know that it's going to work. But sometimes it doesn't work, because when you increase the resolution, I don't even know, but you figure it out. So let's click on the domain, scroll all the way down, go from modular to replay, and then Control S to save, and then play. So we can clearly see it's seeping through. So we can go back and see what's happening. So it's obviously seeping through the cup. So the way we can fix this is we can go to the cup, go to modifiers, add modifier, solidify modifier, and that's going to give it a thickness once we tell it to. So I like to change it to offset to 1 so it, when I increase the thickness, increase outwards versus inwards. So I'll do something like that. And then I'll actually, I need to probably do something like that. Even thickness, right? And then I'll leave it there. I won't apply it. And then one more thing, go to, where am I gonna go to again? I forgot. See, now it looks more like liquid though, so that's good. I forgot what I was gonna do. I know where I'm going. Okay, physics properties. No, this one. No, this one. Yeah, here. So the effector should probably is planar now, and let's see if that's gonna work. Yay! No, it didn't work. Alright, how about I scale everything up, right? And I do Control A, apply scale. How about it works now? Almost. How about I increase these to something like that? Let's look at wireframe mode. I don't know. I'll end up still seeping through. So 0, and then maybe we can go to, okay, Control A, physics properties, go to the click on the domain, maybe change it to 100, and then go again. It's gonna be slower because I did increase the resolution. to make it stop, and then I'll just kind of scroll. I'll probably, just so you can see what I'm doing, just kind of scroll all the way until we see something like that. Go back to material preview, and then we'll end up seeing kind of something like that, right? I'll do Control S, and now I'm going to press on this flow, and I'm going to hide it. And I'm also going to make sure I hide it here and disable it in render so it doesn't show up in our render. And then I'm going to kind of label this. This is the cup, and this is the domain. This was the flow. And you can't hide the domain because that's the actual mesh, that's the actual like milk. So yeah. So it's gonna end up being something like this. And now we can go back to modifiers, and actually, no way did I, oh, I got scared a second. And just delete that, and then we can see our little cup here. Although, actually, let me do Control Z. There should be some thickness. But we could just decrease it. So it looks something like that, right? And then we can apply it. And that's it. We got our milk in there. So essentially, the solidify modifier is so that in the simulation, even though like we could have made it super thick, and we could have done that, that's fine, as long as you run the simulation, right? And then the milk would go like inside that, as long as like inside that solidify modifier, it won't go out. So then you might think it's weird, like, oh, but I don't want it to be deformed or whatever, but no, because you could just, as long as you don't apply it, you could always just delete it, just like I did right now, and then it would just look like how you want it to look like. You don't have to have it, like, you don't have to keep the solidify modifier or apply the solidify modifier. I just use it so that the milk doesn't go or like seep through the cup. So that's what I have now. Let's see. Alright, so that's our little cup over here now. I'm going to do Shift A plane, scale it all the way up to add a backdrop, go into edit mode by pressing tab, make sure you're on edge select this edge back here, press E to extrude, Z to extrude upwards, and then go here to modifier properties, add modifier, and click on bevel so that there is a bevel right here, and increase the segments. Alright, something like that. And then last thing, maybe we want to, I'm not gonna dare to move this cup, so I'll do snapping, change it to face, and then snap it over here, GZ, and snap it all the way at the bottom, and it's looking like that. Do material preview, select the plane, click on new, and then I'm gonna go to colors and try to find a good color, and I'll let you know. Alright, let me think. I don't know, what color do I want? Maybe something light. Surface, base color, S, and then Y to scale it on the Y-axis. And then, I think that's good. Let me go Control S. And then I'll add a light. So I'll do Shift A. I'll do a sun because suns are good. Although it's crazy the strength that they have. G, Z to move it upwards, R to rotate, G, Y to move it on the Y-axis. Probably R to rotate this way. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Maybe I could do Shift D, and then G, Y, and just put that in here. Let's see the actual. Oh, look, you can see though, it's a little bit, yeah, it doesn't matter though, can't really see it from up here. You know what, I could, oh, I already applied it, didn't I?
That's not going.
Alright, so basically, I'm gonna do, I don't know what I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm just gonna set it up like this, and then I'm gonna render it. I just need this to be bigger, so scale it on the X. So I'm gonna do something like that. Right, and then I'll do and then I'll do Alt 0. Are you serious? Control Alt 0. Good, and then what I'll do is I'll go to render properties, render engine, change cycle, and it should look a little bit better. Change direct lighting to 10 and direct lighting to 1. Right? I'm going to render image. So yeah, that's pretty much. I'll also logging this at this point. Where's my stuff? Nope. Where's my stuff? Okay, Blender. Day 129. Task. We modeled, I guess. Not really. Did we? Success. Tags, geometry nodes. Screens, we did layout, and we also did geometry nodes. And then also rendered mode. Really not even done. It's really not even. You know what? We don't have to do cycles. We could just leave. Yeah, I don't care. Let me go back here and then just put the Eevee render. Where is it? And then add cover. See, the day, like, I genuinely don't know why my computer has been extremely so horribly slow. Because I know it's, like, not the internet. Because it can't be the internet for, like, literally 5,000 weeks. Like, that's impossible. So, tell me how. And there is storage on my computer. So, tell me how. Is it because I'm plugging in my phone? Like, what? Is that why? I'm so confused. Is it because of the GPU literally because no, because it hasn't been like this. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, it would never like this. Like, it would work fine with Blender. $5 a minute? What is going on? Exit. I do not care. I'm not waiting 5 hours. Alright, escape. And then that's it for today. I'm just gonna do like a lampshade, but I guess I'll do that tomorrow. Anyway, I'll do Control S and then exit out of here. And then just upload this over here. What am I uploading? Oh, the Blender file. That's today's date, right? Yeah. Rating, do we want to do 4-star, 3-star? I like 4-star because, not 3-star, okay, I'm going to do 4-star because I use geometry nodes to make the cup. And then I'm going to just do cup using geometry nodes. Ooh, so exciting. Alright,